recall what you have learned from our lower classes. Okay. Descriptive, descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. Okay. Although we completed mean, median, and all, few things what you have learned in our lower classes, just introduction and all, just I'm going to give it. Write the heading, descriptive statistics. So what do you know about statistics? It's a branch of mathematics, isn't it? Which deals with the data. There are 4 steps in statistics. What are the 4 steps? What are the four steps we'll be using in statistics? The first step is data collection. Okay, first we'll be collecting the data. After collecting the data, we organize the data, arranging the data. Okay, that is what we call it as organization. After organization, we analyze the data. After analyzing, we'll be giving a solution, presentation or representation of the data. So there are 4 steps in statistics. First one is data collection. Next is organization of the data. Third one is analysis of the data. Fourth one is interpretation. Fourth one is interpretation or presentation of the data. Okay.
And can you repeat it?
There are 4 steps. Okay, this one and all we are learning from our lower classes. 4 steps. The first one is data collection. Data collection. Second one is organization of the data. Okay, we used to draw the tally mark and all. We used to form a table, draw the table like interval forms and all. Okay, that's what we call it as organization. Then analysis, then interpretation or interpretation and presentation of the data. These two are the 4th step, interpretation and presentation of the data. Now, we are going to discuss some terms related to statistics. So when you collect the data collection, we call it as 2 types, primary data collection and secondary data collection. There are 2 types of data collection, primary data collection and secondary data collection. What is meant by primary data collection? Suppose we want to do a statistics means, suppose we collect the data by ourselves. We meet one person by person and collect the data by ourselves, by the investigator. The data is collected by the investigator means we call it as primary data. But what about secondary data? Data is already available. Suppose I'm taking the population, the census from the corporation office or from municipality, panchayat. It means the data is already there. From there, if I collect it, and if I do my statistics, that data we call it as secondary data. It is not collected by the investigator. Information is already stored. That information, we gather it, and from there, we present our solution. So data collection, we can divide it into 2 types, primary data and secondary data. Primary data means the data collected by the investigator. Secondary data means the information is already collected. From there, we are getting the information. Okay, then raw data. The data as such it is collected is we call it as raw data. It is called raw data. Then based on the data, we can divide it into 3 types. Write down types of data. Next data is types of data. What are the different types of data? We said we will be collecting the data, isn't it? Types of data. The first one is univariate data. Univariate means only one data we will collect. Univariate data. Suppose we collect the mark of English, or if we collect the mark of science, only one subject mark we are collecting means we call it as univariate. Like we say unicellular. Okay, unique means one. So this contains just only one variable of the univariate data. For example, height of 10 students, height of 15 students, weight of 10 students. Okay, that and all is univariate data. Next is bivariate data. Can you tell me what will be bivariate data? For example, suppose we are collecting the height and weight of 10 students in the class. Suppose we collect temperature, and number of cold drinks. Okay, number of cool drinks sold on a particular day. Okay, height and weight, temperature and number of cold drinks. Okay, something related to data. The data which consists of two variables, we call it as bivariate data. Okay, income and expense. Income and expense. Okay, like the two marks of maths and physics, marks in English and chemistry. So like that, if we take the if we consider two variables, then it is called bivariate data. Next is multivariate data. What is meant by multi? What is meant by multivariate data? Multi means many. The data which consists of three or more variables, we call it as multivariate data. For example, a doctor may collect the cholesterol, BP, heartbeat, like weight, height. Okay, so many information will be collected. So such type of data collection, we call it as multivariate data. So it may be univariate, bivariate, or multivariate. Univariate, bivariate, or multivariate. Okay, so likewise, once you collect the data, okay, so when we collect the data, there are different scales of measurements. Okay, normally, listen children, when you hear measure means it is not the length by measuring it with the tape or weighing machine. In statistics, measurement is defined to the value of the variables. Okay, in statistics, measurement means it is the measurement related to the value. What type of measure is there? So scale of measurement refers to, okay, here measurement means it depends on the properties which determines the use of scales. Write down, okay, scales of measurement. When you go through this, you will understand this one, children. Write the heading. Next heading is scales of measurements. Scales of measurement. What are the different scales of measurement we are using in statistics? Okay, that is depending on the data only. First one is nominal scale. For example, okay, the first one is nominal. Nominal means what? Some name, okay, nominal scale. For example, what is your gender? This is the data we are collecting, isn't it? What is your gender? So you will be given, okay, if you fill a form and all, you will find two options will be given there, male, female. Okay, so like this, some options will be given. So such type we call it as nominal scale. Where do you live? Okay, where do you live? First one is village. Second one town. Next one is city. Like that, some options are given. So this type of data in a nominal scale of measurements, the variables are named, labeled, or categorized to identify. Okay, so these values cannot be added or subtracted. It is just a label. Okay, what is your gender, male or female? Where do you live? Okay, this type of measurements, this type of data, when we get the data in this form, we call the measurement is a nominal scale. Nominal scale. Okay, the next type of scale is ordinal scale. Okay, this one and all you will learn it in detail when you go for, if you select statistics in higher studies. Okay, just here and all, just a small introduction only is given. Ordinal scale. Sometimes, you see, when you fill some form or when you use some map and all, at the end, You will get some questions like this. How will you rate our service? No, like, how will you rate our service? Okay, sometimes it will be very good. The first option will be very good. Second option will be good. Asano, huh? Have you ever seen such type of data collection? Hmm? Very poor, poor, very poor. Okay, so this type we call it as ordinal scale. This type of measuring we call it as ordinal scale. Okay, the first one we call it as nominal values. Second type, this type of data we call it as ordinal scale. Here the measuring is done by using ordinal scale. Okay, from the one we can understand there is some relative order, there is some relation, we can understand whether it is good or very good. Some relation we can understand, so we call this as ordinal scale. Next is interval scale. Third type is interval scale. So in interval scale means we used to say this temperature. The temperature varies from -22 to 40 degrees Celsius. Like that, whenever we measure the scale, okay, it is called as interval scale. Okay, the numerical scales in which the order and exact difference are lies, we call it as ordinal. Numerical scales only we call it as interval scales. They can be added and subtracted, but cannot be multiplied or divided. They can be added or subtracted, but cannot be multiplied or divided. For example, temperature of your body. Temperature of the body. So next is data representation. Next is data representation. So data representation, what are the different data representation you have learned? The first one is circle graph or pie graph. The first one is circle graph or pie graph. Second one is histobar graph. Second one is bar graph. Third one is histograms. Histograms. Fourth one is frequency polygon. Fourth one is frequency polygon. These are the four types we have learned. Circle graph, bar graph, histogram, frequency polygon. So for doing this pie chart or bar graph, okay. So the next period, be ready with compass and protractor. Hope you are all having compass and protractor. You having Karthik? What about Aditya? Then only you'll be able to next period get it ready. Okay. Now write the question. So this bar graph, histogram, and all we can do it. We can do it in the next period onwards because we need compass, protractor, and all. Now write the question. Construct a frequency polygon. Construct a frequency polygon. Construct a frequency polygon. The following table gives the water bill of 32 houses. The following table gives water bill of 32 houses in a locality. Water bill of 32 houses in a locality. Water bill of 32 houses in a locality. The following gives the water bills in a locality, and the bill is given like this: 30, no doubt, 30, 48, 52, 78, 103, 85, 37, 94, 72, 73, 66, 52, 92, 65, 78, 81, 64, 60, 75, 78, 108, 63, 71, 54, 59, 75, 100, 103, 35, 89, 95, and 73. So total you should have 32. Is it 32? Check it, count and check. Okay, is it 30?
Yes, ma'am.
So first construct a table. Construct a table with intervals. Construct a table with intervals 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and so on. First, you have to frame the table. Okay, you have to form the table. After forming the table, we'll be drawing the frequency polygon. So tell me, children, how will you do this? You're asked to draw the frequency polygon. So first, you have to frame the intervals. Isn't it? So you can draw the table like this, isn't it? Intervals. Here you can draw the tally marks. Tally marks. Next is frequency. Next is frequency. In your class, your practicals is based on this Excel spreadsheets. 10 marks Excel spreadsheet practicals are there, and 10 marks is the internal assessment on your project and assignments. How to do the project and assignments. Okay. And for the board exam this year, they have introduced case study questions. Case study questions means some situation will be given. From the situation, you have to apply that. Okay, that will be related to any of the topic you are learning. Sometimes it may be related to AP. Imagine, suppose a person's income is given. This month, this is the income. Next month, some income will be given. Suppose, for example, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, like that it is going on. So is it an AP or GP? Okay, and some situation will be given and you have to identify the topic related to it and then you have to convert that one. Answer to the questions. Okay, some questions will be asked, you have to answer to that. Okay, like this, suppose salary is given means they may be asked, what is his salary in the 10th year? What is the sum of salary? What is the geometric mean? What is the arithmetic mean? Like that, some situation will be given and you will be asked to calculate. Do you understand, children? This is one simple example. Likewise, in probability that case study questions may be asked. For example, two students, we did one question. Amal and Anil and Sham applied for an exam. What is the probability that Anil will not pass? What is the probability that Sham will not pass? What is the probability that at least one of them will pass? So some situation will be given and you have to apply the formula and you have to find the solution. That type of questions only we call it as case study questions. So in maths, for applied maths, till now we didn't get any pattern. But in pure maths, general maths, for general mathematics, they have introduced two case study questions. Okay, two case study questions. Case study questions means now what I explained. Okay, some situational based MCQs. These are the only MCQs present. Okay, based on this model only, I'm setting your final exams question paper. So you'll get case study questions. Case study means nothing. What you have learned will be asked. Okay, sometimes it may be from you are learning the seating plan. 5 or 6 of them are sitting. Who is sitting next to this person like that? That one also may be asked. So anyhow, prepare it or start revising. Prepare well for your exam. Start revising. Set and all start doing. Permutation and combination, okay? So many chapters are left out for you for learning. Are you thorough with parabola, with ellipse? Parabola, ellipse and all conic section? Equation of circles? Okay, start revising. Okay, by today or tomorrow, I'll be completing your portions. After that, we'll be revising. Now, this frequency polygon, is it over? Are you able to construct this frequency polygon? Is it over? All your construction, is it over? Annette? Is it over, Annette? Yes. What about Aditya Satyan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay, children. Next, I'll be giving another question. Write the question. Okay. So if I give the question also, I hope we'll not be able to complete. 2 more minutes only left. Okay. So how to draw the frequency polygon is clear, isn't it? You have, once the interval is given, you have to check, is it continuous? If it is continuous, then find class mark. How will you find the class mark? Upper limit plus lower limit by 2.
Upper limit plus
Lower limit by 2. Okay, before that you have
lower
to check
limit by
whether the interval is continuous. If it is not continuous, we should make it continuous. Okay. So in the next period, we'll be continuing. Be ready with your geometry box and all. Okay, children. Thank you.